This is one of my favorite structures here in Chicago. This is the Marina Towers. You can see these are all apartments up here. And then the lower part is actually the garage. And then if you go one step below, this is actually a marina for the residents to use. And if this is familiar, this is actually featured on the cover of Wilco's album, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, which is one of the greatest albums of all time. Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, and I am in front of the Museum of Broadcast History. Hey, I've not been to this museum before. I've heard that there's some interesting things in here that we're gonna check out. Also a special exhibit on Saturday Night Live. I used to watch Saturday Night Live quite religiously back in the what I consider the golden era of Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, David Spade, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey. Those were the guys as far as I'm concerned. Chris Rock, of course, Phil Hartman, the list goes on. It was an amazing cast. We're gonna head inside and check out the vast history of broadcasting. Follow me. It's a pretty cool logo. That's the Museum of Broadcasting Communication. Sorry, I think I said broadcast history in my intro. This is pretty amazing right here. This tower of analog equipment. What music video is that? There's actually not playing sound. A cool old microphone there. There's a wall of famous Saturday Night Live performers. Here's some of my faves. Yes, definitely all-time favorite would be Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler. Even Rob Schneider was pretty awesome in his day. Oh, and I'll always be a big Will Ferrell fan. So many funny people. And this is Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live. This is his desk, the epicenter of Saturday Night Live. It's the Killer Bee costumes. Here is Eddie Murphy's buckwheat costume. Okay, this is kind of beyond amazing. That is the actual land shark right there. Oh my. One of the characters that I fondly remember, Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Played by future U.S. Senator Al Franken. Here is King Tut's costume worn by Steve Martin. It's a Vincent Price costume. I like the mustache. It's a miniature model of the studio. They showed how they'd have different sets kind of set up, all different parts of the studio. Oh, and this was actually like this is a puppet area for the Muppets. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wayne and Garth.
Look at all the nice people in the audience.
And here is Wayne's basement. Look at that. Man, they really do have a lot of the classic costumes here. There is Dana Carvey's church lady. Isn't that special? I always thought the Jeopardy sketch was kind of bizarre and random. There we got Burt Reynolds' costume. It was worn by Norm Macdonald. Turd Ferguson. Some of the prosthetics and makeup used. There's the cone heads.
Oh man.
Then we got Yoda over here. always felt like there's some sketches that, I don't know, I just never kind of wrapped my brain around. And yeah, Goat Boy hosted like an MTV music show, and he was half goat. I never really understood. That actually looks like a grown-up Bat Boy. I've never seen this sketch, but looks fairly interesting. It says that Justin Timberlake played a beer bottle. It's called Liquorville. And then there's Lady Gaga played a bottle of wine. And then Kristen Wiig played a tea bag. Here's a true piece of history. This is Alec Baldwin's Trump costume, or at least one of them, because I know he still plays Trump. I kind of liked Daryl Hammond's Trump, probably the best Trump on the show. All right, now you know, there's different sketches that appeal to different people. I never really understood this sketch, what the point was, Denise, but I know this was like my mom's favorite sketch of all time. This lady had like, she's part of a singing group of sisters, but she had like really weird appearance, and she had like baby hands for some reason. I don't know. I guess that is pretty funny. As a classic Saturday Night Live fan, this is blowing me away. Look at all these famous costumes right here. There is the Spartan cheerleaders, and oh my gosh, it's Opera Man, Adam Sandler's Opera Man. And then Matt Foley, probably the best Saturday Night Live character of all time, Matt Foley. And then Hans and Franz, and that was Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer right there, because he dressed as the Easter Bunny at some point. Mary Catherine Gallagher. Oh, there's the Coneheads. Oh my gosh. These are like some of the fake products they had over the years. I don't know all these, but some of them are definitely bringing back memories. The Nerf crotch missile and the Nerf crotch bat. Ooh, the Bassomatic, that's a classic. You know, if they have the Love Toilet here, I think my life would be complete. Oh dear. Elevator ride through floor 2, floor 3, and rolling up on 4. Now. I got it. Now the door's gonna open. And of course, because we are in Chicago, we have George Wentz Superfan sweatshirt. Dubbers. Rosebud. Okay, 2 floors of the museum are taken up by the Saturday Night Live exhibit. So we're on the 3rd floor, which is actually the rest of TV and radio history. So let's check this out. All right, I'm not familiar with these characters. I say they're from Cartoon Town with BJ and Dirty Dragon. This is a puppet show that graced Chicago television. Let's check out some of these puppets. We have the Dirty Dragon right there. Yeah, he doesn't look so dirty. Then this is the Blob. And then Radcliffe Raccoon. It says Numbers the Spaceman, but there's no one there. Tracer the dog. Maynard Thumpywanger. There's Maynard Thumpywanger. And then Wally Good Scout. I guess he's like a Boy Scout. And this person's name is just Weird. Hey Weird, what's up? Then Mother Plumtree. And the Old Professor. Some other characters. Pearl the Squirrel. JP Alligator. Gigi Giraffe. Helen Hippopotamus. Geraldine Giraffe. I guess there's 2 giraffes. And Virgil the Vulture. Then we have Elmer the Elephant. I actually did grow up in the Chicagoland area, but I think these were before my time. I'm not familiar with them. And this is Cuddly Dudley the dog. and I guess he was on the Ray Radner show, which I don't remember, but apparently the sign's saying that he was later used on the Bozo show. I do remember seeing, I knew he was familiar, so I must have seen him on the local Bozo show here in Chicago. Looks like there was a lot of local children's television in Chicago. Get these characters right here. Beauregard Burnside III. Looks kind of like McGruff the crime dog. Like I've said, I don't personally recognize everything here. If you see something that you recognize from your childhood or your younger days, just leave that comment down in the comments section. Now this right here is what brought this museum to my attention. Bozo. Got Bozo and Cookie. There's the grand prize game is all set up. Look at that. Now the Bozo character was licensed out to different cities around the country. They would make their own Bozo show, and different people would don the mask of Bozo. But I grew up in the Chicagoland area, so this is my Bozo. And I do believe that the Chicago Bozo is one of the more remembered and revered Bozo franchises. Bozo was so popular as a kid. I remember there was like literally like a 10-year waiting list to get tickets. And my mom finally, they actually opened it up where they would start taking new tickets. And I remember my mom ordered tickets, but it would be like years. And I think we actually just grew up before we got a chance to go to Bozo. This is the local like nighttime horror host, Sven Gulli. The casket right there with his image on it. The different cities would have different local horror hosts that would show late night horror movies. Chicago's was this man, Sven Gulli. And there's a chair made out of baseball bats. Oh, look at that. They have a crash test dummy. Here are some of the most famous ventriloquist dummies ever. Mortimer Snerd, one of the most famous dim-witted ventriloquist dummies. And then we have the ultra classy Charlie McCarthy, who has a very interesting history behind him. His creator actually considered him his son and raised him as his son with his children. And he's a ventriloquist dummy. And then I'm not as familiar with Effie Clinker here. Yeah, Charlie McCarthy is probably the most famous ventriloquist dummy of all time. Usually you see like a toy ventriloquist dummy or the image of a ventriloquist dummy. It is Charlie McCarthy. And here's a wooden Oscar presented to Charlie McCarthy. And look, it even has a moving mouth. And there is a signed Golden Girls script. Wish Christie was here. And there is an animation cell from The Simpsons. Probably the most influential show in my life, and I'm not kidding there. I got Jimmy Durant's hat and Carol Burnett's hat. And here's one of those notorious Florida voting machines that caused some issues in one of our elections. And it looks like they actually do some broadcasting live from this very museum. As I said, one of the most influential shows when it comes to my sense of humor, what I find funny. The Simpsons. Oh, look. Frosted Crustios. I wonder if there's a Jagged Metal Crustio. And oh, yep, there it is. The Jagged Metal Crustio right there. Yeah, I've never stopped loving The Simpsons, and I never will. Check this out. There's fake props from the Tonight Show. Horton Hears a Hoe by McDonald. That's not nice. Mrs. Anthrax death sticks. Linda Tripp breakfast. Dick Cheney lean mean zapping machine. Is that like a hat for cats to eat fancy feast with? That's just silly. Cindy Crawford medicated mole acne covers. Just indicted. Natural hair coloring. Grandpa's secret adult diapers. That's kind of mean. This is Ernie Kovac. I guess these are gorilla masks to use in one of his comedy bits. The concentration of 90s stuff is very, very thick here. So that was the Museum of Broadcast Communication with their amazing exhibit on Saturday night. Yeah?
Going on YouTube?
Yeah.
Hey man, shout out YouTube. You already know what it is, man. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that. Julian Good Jones. Go Cyclones.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me here at the amazing Museum of Broadcast Communication and their amazing Saturday Night Live exhibit. Like I said, I was a huge fan of certain eras of Saturday Night Live, and that blew me away. I loved seeing the costumes and props used in some of my favorite sketches. I would definitely recommend checking this out to anyone with a fondness for that show. And the rest of the museum was pretty cool too, with the Bozo exhibit, and a lot of it was kind of geared towards Chicago, and we are in Chicago, so that's fair. And personally, that interests me because I grew up in the Chicagoland area, but just very cool. I love this place. This is awesome. I never even knew this was here until recently. So appreciate you guys joining me. If you'd like to see other museums I've been to, please check down in the description. You will see an interactive map that'll show you all the places I've been, and you can make suggestions on where I should go next. Also, if you'd like to contribute to the channel, considering buying a t-shirt, consider donating on Patreon. A donation of $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. But for now, this one's in the bag.